friends, family and friends of the Men's Corner. Nothing but the truth out of here. We'd like to welcome you to another edition of the Men's Corner. Of course, with your host, Big Six to my right, that'll probably be to your left. And I'm your co-host, Faheem. Brought to you by the Men's Corner DMV, the Men's Corner Facebook, the Men's Corner IG, the Men's Corner YouTube. Produced by none other than BeeSting Media, powered by DJ Glam. Site location sponsored by reality-based training group, that's RBTG. Training armed and unarmed security specialists located at 8181 Professional Place, Hyattsville, Maryland. 240-715-3813 is the number there. Six, we got one hell of a guy here today, Six. And I'm gonna do the best that I can do to let you go ahead and do what you do, and that's use that Barry White bass and bring him on in from way back when, baby. Yes, indeed.
Sir, yes, sir. We got the Curt Smith in the house.
Trouble!
Yeah, living legend in this flick. I had to get him on here, man.
Yes,
He's doing all
indeed.
this red cup and all this stuff he doing with the youngest down at the basketball court. I had to get him in the building, man. We got a lot to talk about, man.
They call him work. Whenever you at the games and you hear work, that was trouble, baby. Yes, indeed. It was time to get it done, baby. We got what they call here a real DC basketball hoops legend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We ready to dive on that, Curt. So let's talk about when you started this thing called basketball, man.
Man, it started probably like 7 years old at Benham Park, in between Benham Park and Watts. You know, the apartment we had at Benham Park, the basketball court was right behind it. So I had no choice but to, go up there, and my whole family was up there every day. Good neighborhood, good host of friends. That's all we did back in the day. This is just majority of sports, and we did a lot of hooping up there.
Yes, sir. So you had to, he said he had to come up there.
Oh, no question.
Okay,
You could have went to a football field, though. Why ain't go to the football field around the corner?
I chose one out of three.
But you were a part of all three.
Yeah, no question.
As a young, talk a little bit about that, because today, these youngsters today, it's just one thing. They don't have the experience that we had growing up. You had to play everything.
Yeah, first of all, I think the problem with that is kids not growing up in neighborhoods like we did back in the day, where they had available sports. You know, all three sports, and not only that, you got this AAU thing now where kids focus on one sport.
Right.
And, the parents got a lot to do with that also, but we weren't raised like that, you know what I'm saying? We stayed out and played all sports every day.
Right.
We had the time we doing this, time we playing that, and time we playing that. So, like I said, for us, you from where you from, and I know you saw a lot of the same thing too. So I just think that right now it's just a different culture, a different environment for kids, because the neighborhoods are so crazy right now, and ain't too many sports going on right now. So that's why the kids turn into this AAU thing and all that, and actually not having, the recreation department took a lot of sports away also. You know what I'm saying? That has a lot to do with it also. But when we was coming up, it was a little different.
Okay. So when let's travel down this road to this. Well, we ain't had middle school. We went to junior high school.
Oh yeah. Middle school. Yeah, they got middle school.
So I believe you started really boogieing in junior high school.
Yeah, I mean, it started in elementary. Back then, at Harris Elementary, we had a basketball team. Irvin Brady was our basketball coach. A lot of guys, like my brother, Big Junior Robinson. We had a nice little crew up there, you know what I'm saying? We stuck together. I was much younger than them though, but basketball was available. Then we had the boys clubs and all that, but Kelly Miller was where I really, really, really started. You know what I'm saying?
So when you knew in yourself before everybody else talked that when did you know that you can really boogie before everybody else knew? When you knew you had it?
Well, I actually knew it, when I was like around 10 years old. I remember just playing for Coach Bullock down at 14 Boys Club.
Which Bullock? There's a bunch of them.
Ben.
Okay.
And we had a game over, what's that, number 11 Boys Club, I want to say. And we had like 30-something points. I had like 20-something under 30. Came home and told everybody what happened. And I just took the game real serious since then.
November, I had you. Okay.
Yeah, but there was some coaches that were in a bloodline. Matter of fact, before we even go any further, so I don't forget, we lost two additional DC legends recently, man. One is a family member of Curt Smith, Rodney Wright, former Howard University. What is that? Eastern?
Yeah,
Eastern Senior High School, Howard University. Could flat out do it. Was a point guard extraordinaire and tough on that defensive end. Recently lost him a couple of days ago, and we learned today that we also lost Kelvin Scarborough, another Eastern High School point guard who could flat out do it in New Mexico, University of New Mexico and all that, man. And you know, these are people who were pillars in the community when it came to basketball, and specifically from the point guard position, because they taught a lot of people how to play the game from using the intelligent quotient, you know, using the IQ, not just the skills.
You leaving one out though. Wake Forest and Georgetown is man.
Yeah. You know, humbly apologize for that, man, because Charles Harrison, you know, former Georgetown, former Wake Forest, can do it all, shoot the thing. I ain't gonna say his handle was like that though, Bone. May God rest his soul. But we lost Charlie Moe, and Charlie Moe's Bone's best friend. You know, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that on this piece here, man. We want to pay homage to those brothers that. And
don't forget Michael Best also.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You know, man, it's just so many. 2020 has been an incredibly disappointing year for many of us, and it's been very challenging for most of us because of the loss of many family members during this time. And we're not just talking about COVID-related stuff, we're just talking about loss of life, and particularly in our basketball community. You know, so say some prayers for them, man, and, you know, moments of silence and things of that nature during your time when you get opportunities to do that, y'all. But go ahead.
Yeah, so we're gonna turn the channel back because we moved a little too quick. We need to show homage first.
Absolutely.
And so we're gonna move down this road, man, because this man he half stepping us on his career, and I need him to really step into it. So yeah, because I played against you. You should piss me off. I was a high school dude, and I'm like, who is this dude just taking one dribble across half court and shooting at the hash mark? I had to learn the hard way. They said, oh yeah, that's Curt. I'm like, who the fuck is Curt? You know, you young, you don't respect nothing, right?
Right.
But man, you left your middle school and you went to Mackin.
Right.
But you ended up at Coolidge. Talk about that Mackin life and Coolidge life.
Well, the Mackin life was a different, you know, experience for me, a challenge, you know, coming where I'm, you know, the neighborhood I'm from, used to going to public school all my life. And Mackin was a different situation. And but at the same time, you know, back then I didn't understand why my mom wanted me to go there, but now I do. Once you look back on it, you know what I mean? And pretty much because, you know, the transition my brother made from public school and going to St. Anthony's worked out for him well, and that was, you know, that was her reason for sending me up there. But, you know, just wasn't for me. It wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad at all. Great people, great school. Still got some good friends from there today.
Once a Trojan, always a Trojan.
Yeah,
that's one thing about Mackin. I don't care what happened. You can go to Mackin for a year and a half and leave and go somewhere else for the next 2 years, and they still welcome you like you graduated from there.
I still get little stuff from Mackin. You know what I'm saying? Keep in touch, even the older guys. You know what I'm saying? That went to Mackin. That's a strong bond right there. And you know, I just went and, you know, just didn't really fit what I really wanted. You know, what I really wanted to do. So she allowed me to make that move. It was a choice between Dunbar and Coolidge. So I just went up there. I went up to Coolidge. You know, so Dunbar was pretty stacked at that time. Not saying I wouldn't have played. You know what I'm saying? But I just, you know, just thought Coolidge was a better situation.
Okay. Yeah, y'all did y'all win any championships up there when you was there?
We lost. Dunbar was our nemesis, man. They used to get us every time.
The same problem, Curt.
That damn Donald Ford, damn horseshoe in his ass. That's That's my guy though, man. I talked to him today.
Yeah, they play that back and forth, man, on the Facebook and YouTube. Whenever people get out of hand, D Ford always want to throw that one up, but he real humble about it.
Yeah, I learned a lot from that brother. I learned a lot.
Yeah, but for real though, you ain't really like Mackin because we was all boys up there. Now let's talk.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
A6.
Coming out with that Kelly Miller, man.
Coming out of the university, Kelly Miller.
University, man. We had some females up that jump. My first day of school, I go with Mac. I'm like, man, hell no. I can't sit in here with all these niggas.
Yeah, but we had them at the subway station, man. They met us at Metro Center early morning and all that, you know.
And that train station, they was loaded with them.
Yeah, we had a lot of sister schools, huh?
Yeah, they was loaded with them.
But then they wouldn't let him walk up the center steps. See, he was pissed off because only the seniors could walk up the senior steps. Yeah, he couldn't walk up the senior steps. He
had to go them side steps.
He's pissed off.
100 goddamn steps to get with one floor.
Yeah, shout out to my Mackin Trojans though, man. I'm an alumni there too, babe. So we had some good fun.
It definitely was a great experience though for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you go through stuff like that, as you get older, it gives you more knowledge to give to the young people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, about making moves like that, you know, being around certain people, certain strict rules, you know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I say, you know, I wouldn't have a lot to tell the kids today if I didn't experience that Mackin situation, to be honest with you.
Did you hold any records or anything when you was up Coolidge?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I was just out there just trying to get some wins.
Yeah, I got plenty of them. I think we beat y'all though when I was up with those.
No, sir, I never lost. I never lost to Godozzi.
You never lost to the Clerks?
Never lost to Godozzi.
No, you was gone then. You older than me, so you was gone. You beat the hell out of us when I was at Roosevelt, though. I was super mad.
Oh, yeah.
You was just out there just playing like you playing horse. No way, our school ain't get no respect when I was in my 11th grade year. I had to get the hell out of there.
Right.
So you went interconference, interdivision.
Man, I played in full high school in 3 years. Yeah, that's how trifling I was.
He was the first traveling man.
He the real Donald Ford.
Yeah.
Donald would have go 7 jumps.
Oh man.
So you left Coolidge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you went out to Cali JUCO.
Well, actually, when I left Coolidge,
take us on that journey.
I signed with Temple.
Oh,
you know, with Prop 48, so I couldn't get in. John Chaney sent me to a junior college down in Texas.
Okay.
Went down to Texas, community college. Another different experience. You know, something that I can share with kids again, who hasn't been, you know, that far away from home. Their first experience, you know, coming from, you know, getting on that plane and going way out to Texas, go to school for 7-8 months. I get down there, which was a great situation. It was a great situation, to be honest with you. Had a chance to play with my boy Poncho Hodges, Dirk Chandler, you know, local guys from here. So they kind of walked me through it. You know what I'm saying? And we tried to stick together, but man, I just it wasn't a basketball thing. You know what I'm saying? I was so much thinking about home, thinking about other things. Because like I said, it's my first experience being that far away for a long period of time. And end up leaving there, going home. My mom gave me, she set the rules down. She told me straight up, you ain't gonna be here long. You either get a job or you going back to school. You know what I'm saying? So fell all the way out of shape.
So mom gave you an ultimatum.
Oh yeah,
she came back.
She wasn't playing.
Right.
I wouldn't have been in that house every day. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I came home from the gym one day and she had the top lock on. I had the top lock key. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's a real household.
Yeah.
Get the kids a key to the bottom lock.
You getting that
Nobody gets into that top lock.
And then, you know, at that time, you know, that's the same year that my brother was playing with the Celtics. So I kind of got relaxed and fell out of love with the game because of that. Just got comfortable with him just taking care of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And lost the drive for myself for a little while, and fell way out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Fell way out of shape. So John Thompson called me. You know, we had a meeting, and you know how he talk. All curse words. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this motherfucker like, man, I ain't play for you. You know what I'm saying? But he just going off. But he gave me some good words though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I had a lot of friends back then who could actually hoop or play football or whatever that didn't stick to it. You know what I'm saying? End up getting shot, end up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? And you like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to end up like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shook me up. So got back in tip-top shape and ended up going to flying out. A lot of people don't know this story right here. Ended up flying out at another JUCO, junior college called Central Florida Community College. John sent me out there, you know, to get my grades together. It was tough for me because I couldn't play while I was out there. I was sitting out. So by me sitting out, I kind of lost focus. But Florida was so nice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There was so much stuff to do out there.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy to blend in.
That's what made me, you know, stick down there. So one day I was in a cafeteria, and if you know about junior college ain't no different than high schools. You know what I'm saying? It's the same type of people. You know what I'm saying? Same setting, all that. So and that actually made it better for me. But so I'm sitting in the cafeteria, and the cafeteria is a big old TV. So you're watching sports. We kept it on the sports channel. So I see my, I'm just looking. You can't hear shit though.
Right.
So I see my brother on the. I'm like, what the fuck going on? And I see, you know, the situation he got in, and I immediately ran to the phone and called my mother. And she wanted me to stay. She was like, you know, as soon as she come home, what's done is done. Because her whole thing was, you know, stay in school. You're not coming home again and losing that focus. Mm-hmm. So once again, me being me, I had a little couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying, on me, and caught the bus way from Ocala, Florida, back to home. My mom and I was home for like a day. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I wasn't trying to hear all she had to say, you know what I'm saying? But I was just more so concerned, you know what I'm saying, of the situation. So we got together as a family. She said, you know, you're going back to school next week. Ended up not going back. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I really got out of focus, you know what I'm saying? I was way just tripping, you know what I'm saying? Doing things I ain't supposed to do, you know, things like that. But she didn't have that top lock on me that time because we were always concerned about the situation.
Right.
And, you know, family needed to be together at that time. So around that time, that's when I said to myself, I said, man, a month or so going by, I ain't going out there doing this dumb shit. So once again, another conversation from John Thompson.
Wow.
And he said, this your last motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? He said, this is exact words. So he hooked me up with Rudy Washington at Drake University. Of course, you know, I couldn't go straight to Drake because I've still got to finish up the JUCO.
Right.
So Rudy sent me to Compton. Rudy and John, it was both their idea to send me. Now I'm saying, God damn, I'm going out in California. Then I'm thinking like Compton, like these crazy motherfuckers. What's going out this motherfucker? So I get out there, you know, get to meeting people, and you know, California nice. You know what I'm saying? Compton right there next to LA. You know, you're having a good time. Met a whole lot of people down there. And we sitting just talking one day in the gym. So a guy come to me and say, man, I heard y'all crazy as shit in D.C. In my mind, I'm saying, I'm glad you think that, motherfucker. I told y'all motherfuckers was crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which they were. It was a different atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It was a totally different atmosphere. And So I was telling my man Speedy Jones about it. So Speedy was at San Diego Community College at the time,
Right.
which is 2 hours away. Speedy came on down, stayed with me for like a week. I had a little corner store right from the apartment. We walking back from the store, you know, we get our 40s at OE, you know what I'm saying? walking back to the store, walking back for the store, and that's all you heard was bow, 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 gunshots. So Speedy like, man, what the fuck? I said, Speedy, that shit every day. I said, every time I walk through the store, I said, that shit ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it was lucky enough, you know, that I knew some of the guys that were in that neighborhood that was into that life down there, where once they found out that I was from DC, and they knew I wasn't with that, what they were into.
Right.
So I kind of, what we call it now, I got a pass.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And started hanging out. Compton actually was one of the best spots because I can relate to the neighborhood I was in. You know what I'm saying? I had a little apartment, and it reminded me like I was back up Benham Park somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You they hooping over there, they crap game over there. Motherfuckers on the step, passing that chronic around. You know, they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it made me feel at home versus to the Texas situation where it wasn't none of that, but just nothing.
Right.
We had to drive to Houston. That's like a 45-minute hour drive just to go out. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. Compton was like all that shit was right there. You know what I'm saying? So that was a great experience for me. So when I went to Compton, evidently, you know, I called Coach Thompson and thanked him for it. And prior to me going to Compton, I committed to Drake already.
Okay.
Because of the relationship that John put me with Rudy. And I think John thing was wanting me to be away from home. You know what I'm saying? To stay out of this and stay out of that. And which kept me focused, you know what I'm saying, while, you know, while my brother was in this situation, he had got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me being home, you know, worrying about, and I'm gonna say this because, you know, motherfuckers be saying, they shake your hand, they smile, you know, all that bullshit. So, you know, stay away from all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers cracking jokes, motherfuckers saying this, motherfuckers don't even know what, you know, what's really going on. So it kept me away from that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, confident ain't nobody know who I was. Right. You know what I'm saying? What the situation was. So, John, you know, I called him and thanked him for getting me out of that situation, man. Worked out good at Compton. So next thing I know, John called my junior college coach and actually was asking him a lot of questions. Like, you know, like how's he doing down there? What's his grades look like? So I'm like, you know, fuck it. I told him everything was all right. Come to find out, now John is back recruiting me now to go to Georgetown.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of like him and Rudy, my coach, had like a little conversation about that because, you know, we gave Rudy our word,
right.
You know what I'm saying, that we going to Drake. Right. And that's why I still get this question asked today, why you pick Drake, you know, over this and that. You know, I had Arkansas coming. I mean, I had people throwing bags at me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, I was just taught to be loyal, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't, I mean, he took care of me. You know what I'm saying? He made sure that everything was good for me, made sure I had food, made sure I wouldn't do it, you know, spending money and all that. So I couldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? Right. I couldn't do that. And ended up going up there and had a great situation of Drake once again.
Yes, you did, because you were what is it? Conference Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, Conference Player of the Year, and my man called you. He's the PT peer, baby. That's he said that's little.
Dick
Vitale, man. He say we're talking about Curt Smith, baby, PTP, and little Charlie's little brother, man. Like, okay, baby, but he, you know, people was loving your work, man, and so again, another situation. How or why did that situation go to the wayside? You know, the short end of it. We're gonna take a break after you.
Once again, came home from spring break. This guy caught back up. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't in a rush to go back.
What does that mean when you say caught back up?
Just caught back up being home,
right?
Hanging out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Losing focus in school. just being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And driving around. I'm just doing me. Wasn't no rush to get back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And wasn't even thinking about what I had to suffer by not going back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got a call. I was in the basement, and Rudy had called me. He was like, "Man, they talking about you got to come back. You might be ineligible and all this and that." So I'm like, "Dang, I done fucked this one up for real."
Mm.
So what happened was a good buddy of mine at the time from California, and he was trying. Now the buddy I'm talking about, this is before I went to Drake.
Okay.
And he was trying, because at Compton we had the best bump in California. All the pros came to Compton hoop, pickup games. You know what I'm saying? And some of the Lakers, them guys used to come. And I had a guy that I met down in California. He was like, he said, "Man, you should just come straight out of junior college." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Nah, I ain't doing that shit." You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't think I was mentally ready. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes things work out the way it's supposed to work out. You know what I'm saying? Because who would ever know I would have went to the league and did something crazy?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You young, you got all this money thrown at you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no mentors and things like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely wish I could have played, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he had said, and I caught back up with him after I left Drake. I saw him, and matter of fact, it was in California again, at a little summer league. He said, "Man, I told you what you should have did back then." You know what I'm saying? He was saying that, he was like, "Man, certain things ain't for everybody." You know what I'm saying? He said, "I just think that you should have just came on out." You know what I'm saying? I know he's getting hot to recruit. He said you was so hot at that time. Mm. You know what I'm saying? In California, with all the NBA people be there, they know all about you and all that. And it's funny because when the situation happened with Drake, I ended up flying back to get some courses in. You know what I'm saying? But it was so many I had to take to get back on track. And I go in Rudy's office, and he said the same thing similar to what the guy told me in California. He was like, "Man, you did so much work your junior year here, your first year here." He said, "Man, your name was up on that board that, everybody thought you was coming out." You know what I'm saying? I could have did that instead of just going home and not going back to school.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, man, if things like that wouldn't have happened in my life, I wouldn't be able to actually tell these kids anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break here. We're talking to DC basketball legend Curt Smith. Notice we didn't say playground legends, because see, playground legends are people who never went to school at all. They just came up, they could play really good, and they played around the way, but they never went anywhere. This guy, like a lot of others, went to college, played at the highest level, so we'll drop that down. We're gonna talk more about life. So we're gonna go less from basketball, and we're gonna talk more about life. We'll see you in 2.
Are you dreaming of the perfect audio-visual system but don't know where to start? Unlimited Connect Installations has you covered. We are a professional audio-visual installation company serving both residential and commercial locations in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Our services include security camera installation, a variety of HD cameras, home theater installation, projector installation, multi-room audio, and much more, all at affordable prices. Give us a call at 202-702-6700 or visit us online at www.unlimitedconnect.com.
Okay, so we're live, coming right back at you, live, the Men's Corner. Nothing other than our main apple scrapper, Curt Trouble Smith here. Had a really enlightening conversation about his basketball journey, historical basketball journey as it is. You don't have to listen to us on it. You can Google him, as they say. Google him, and it'll all come up. You can Also, Google the 60-something, 63?
Yeah.
The 63 that he gave up there in the Kennedy League, and there was some prolific ball players on the opposite team, and he gave them 63. Was probably about, all of them got a little bit of all that 63, everything checked. About 5 different people went over there to the little dude, and the little dude was able to just max out on him, you know.
Is that where the name Trouble come from?
Yeah, I guess.
Step-toe, baby.
My house. And it was at the Kennedy.
Oh, so you got the name Bubby Kenner. Okay.
That was step-toe up there hollering, word. Yeah. Well, all of them got a little bit of, we ain't gonna put their names out there because this ain't their show today. It's your show. but they know who they are. They took a little bit of that 63, and I was there on front row when one of the dudes come back, and he literally came over and he asked somebody from here, he say, man, who that little dude right there? I look smack at him. I'm talking about CM. I look around and I say, his name is Curt Smith, and he's giving y'all the business. Yeah, so that was a good time, man. But basketball is only one aspect of Curt Smith. Curt Smith, the humanitarian. Curt Smith, the coach. You know, Curt Smith, the mentor to a lot of the kids that are coming up. The icon to many, you know, in this area. Can you dive a little bit into, we know a lot of times barriers are things that slow people down from reaching their destiny. And you kind of went through it a little bit. It's like almost every stop that you made, there was a barrier. Now, coming from the city, we all know that the barrier is a street barrier. It's, you know, that money be calling, the people be calling, and, you know, you're trying to balance the street life and then that professional life that you really want.
Right.
What, in addition to the street life, what other barriers would you say were problems for you to go to the next level, or just to maintain who you are after basketball?
Just you know, sometimes you get, you know, like wrong crowd situations, certain things like that make you lose focus. And, you know, once you grow old off it, you know what I'm saying, you realize, you know, what certain friends were there for, you know, and that's just one of the main things that I can think of.
The reason and the season type of people.
You know, lot of hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But the hanging out didn't affect my game. It just affected, you know what I'm saying, your opportunity, because you know you got everybody watching you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these kids got to understand. These young black athletes, you know what I'm saying, you know, they don't understand that people are watching them, you know what I'm saying, at every move off the court. On the court, you know, that's the easiest thing.
So do me a favor, if you can, right quick, Six. Give me one thing, one pro-social thing that you did to help you cope with the disappointments, if there were any. And then give me one anti-social thing that you did that you use to cope with that stuff. You know, what was it that it's like, okay, I can do this to get through it, but damn, I'm gonna do that too in order to try to get through this piece.
Well, that's really, you know what I'm saying, real simple to me to answer, because the one thing I dealt with things like that, it was just great conversation with guys like my Uncle Rodney. You know what I'm saying? And just words of knowledge from a lot of older cats. And it took the negativity that people thought, you know what I'm saying, of me. It made me just blank everything out. So I would just say, you know, for me to cope with that, you know what I'm saying, just for real, it was a great conversation with like older guys, even like yourself, you know what I'm saying, you and Glenn, you know, Ploop and all them guys, man, and that helped me. A lot of stuff helped me, you know what I'm saying, just but conversation with people really helped me get through a lot of stuff.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So you say people will help you through. Now, let me ask this question. I'm gonna dig a little deeper. So, do you feel like you had people that was just cool with the Trouble Smith and not cool with Curt Smith?
Oh, no question. You know what I'm saying? We still, you know, you got people our age that go through that shit today. You know what I'm saying? But it take you a while to realize it because of the person who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking at the time while they're doing it, but you have other people letting you know, like, look, man, son's just only around you for this. If you couldn't hoop the way you did, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be dealing with you like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people just want to hang with you because you can get them in a party free. You ain't got to wait no line. You know what I'm saying?
Get them in the games.
Get them in the games
Yeah.
free. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them people not around right now, and that's just a known fact.
So was that before Drake or after Drake when you figured that out?
Afterwards.
After Drake.
Afterwards.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Afterwards.
Like, I know us as men, sometimes we blame others. Do you blame other people for what you didn't accomplish?
No, I can't. I would never blame other people for that. You know what I'm saying? I take full responsibility with, you know, I take full responsibility when a success hit. You know what I'm saying? So why not take it when a bad time hit?
So I played against 3 pros that I consider pros when I played against you guys. You, Mike Powell, and Eric Singletary.
Good guys too.
Right. I know that they got caught up in, well, Powell got caught up in that lockout crap. And with that information, did you ever even try to go to a camp after they was telling you about your name was hot at that point in time? You should have left when you was a junior.
I went to two camps after that. But you know, from the eligibility situation, you know, when you leave school without putting your name in the draft, you can't just go right to an NBA camp.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And so that whole summer after Drake, I just couldn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you can still hoop,
Right.
but you couldn't go to no camp because of eligibility rules.
So did you have any people, like you played in the Kennedy, you played in the Air Bowl, people yelling your name? Did you have any people coming after you during those times to play professional?
Oh yeah, no question. I mean, that was the summer. That probably was my best summer I had. You know what I'm saying? That year that I left Drake, and that summer. Yeah, I think that summer was probably one of the best summers I played. I had, you know, playing against some bad dudes. You know what I'm saying? Some pros, Muggsy Bogues and them guys. You know, of course, Sherman. My brother. I can name a whole lot of them. You know, back then, that's when the bump was real.
Right.
And that, I think that was when I was on top of my game. Maybe because I was kind of hungry and frustrated with myself.
Yeah. But you know, it was also, back then was a time when we were going up the Herb Bowl and the Kennedy League back then, we were actually following the game of basketball first. The participants were second to that.
Right.
But the game was first.
Yeah.
Then the participants, and then just the overall atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, but today, people are going to follow a player.
Yeah.
You know, the player first. They don't give a rat's butt about the atmosphere or the game. It's just, did you see what such and such did? It's like, man, look here. What about the game? You know, so it's a really interesting piece. Man, I wrote something down. I wanted to get your take on this, and I thought that athletes capitalize off of their talents to become all-star ball players. And then after basketball, there are many former athletes who capitalize off of their celebrity to become community legends. What would you say, or what's your take on former athletes who are just capitalizing off of their celebrity to become community legends, but ain't putting the damn thing back into that pot no more? It's just, they just want to walk around and be, I used to be, but not giving back. Because you know, I've noticed you started programs and processes to help the kids and things of that nature. So what are your thoughts about some of these former athletes who were pretty decent in what they did, but now they're capitalizing off of their celebrity and become community legends, but it's just about basketball, then nothing else after that.
I think it's very unfortunate because we had so many professional athletes, whether it's basketball or football, and I think it's unfortunate that these guys actually never put into their city. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of them, but majority of them didn't. You know, they show up because they, like you said, they on celebrity status. But at the same time, you think about it. This is my concept right here. I mean, there's no way that we had all these professional athletes and we don't have no one facility, man, that these guys didn't get together and build a learning center, gym. You know, not just for sports. You know what I'm saying? Like a big old building for these kids to come and you know learn some life lessons and also work on their craft also. So, you know, that's been my goal for a long time. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, I'm still at it, you know, trying to get people together to, you know, do something real big for the city. And of course the COVID thing slowed us down. I was in a good process of it before the COVID, you know, reaching out to guys like David Vanderpool, Walt Williams, you know. I had some great conversations with them guys. And right now, I'm still on path for that, but that's a great question because I look at myself more so now, what I'm doing for these kids, that's more than just, you know, me back in the day when people just know me as playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I got into coaching. Right. Because, you know, we had guys back in the day, as I mentioned, like Coach Bullock, Irvin Brady, Tony G, I can name a rack of them, man. Willis Lee, rest in peace. Bob Gorham, Oscar Phillips. To me, they were in it for us. They, you know, they wasn't just in it, you know what I'm saying, because of who they were. Because, you know, they old timers, but they had big names too, just like we did. But what they did when they got finished playing, they dropped everything to the youth. Right. And like I said, if it wasn't for them type of guys, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't understand what it's like to put that knowledge into kids. Right.
You know, we had Stacey Robb on it, right? And those many of the people here know Stacey Robb. They know his basketball prowess and things of that nature. Some say he's one of the best, if not the best, that come up out of here that never actually, you know, went to the league and things of that nature. And he talked about some very personal vices, demons that he had. And, you know, it was new to us because, you know, knowing Stacey, we know we always joking and joning and having fun. But for him to come here and talk about being 9 years old and partaking in his, you know, in drugs and things of that nature, but still being able to go for the love of the game and things of that nature and excel in that piece. Right. He was very candid about his vices and demons. If you have any vice or demon that you wrestle with, that you could say to somebody, one of these youngsters out there now that's looking, saying, you know, that you was wrestling with then, you know, that maybe you still wrestling with today, that maybe they're wrestling with and don't know how the hell to get up out of it, but they want to get up out of it. What vice or demon would it be, and how could you tell them, you know, give them some guidance on how to get up out of it?
Well, I wouldn't say I had a demon. It's just the fact that
not just use that word. Just
I understand the question. So I mean, you know, with me, you know, my problem was just I'm gonna do it my way. You know what I'm saying? But I had so many people in my corner, good family. You know what I'm saying? Good surroundings. Like I said, I mentioned a few names, and I just tell these kids, man, you gotta just listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really listen a lot back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You have conversations like right now, man, you should have did this or you should have did that, which I run into them questions all the time. And like I said, back then, I just didn't know how good I had it. You know what I'm saying? Meaning to get to where I wanted to be. You know, I took that for granted, you know, didn't listen to a few people. And like I said, just wanted to do it my way. And that's why I tell these kids that right now in my neighborhood, you know, you might see one of them down there smoking weed, whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I might just say, man, it's to the point now with some of these kids. You tell them, man, go up the street with that shit.
Right.
You can't, because you're not gonna get through all of them.
Right.
And you gonna have one or two that might listen, but you know, and it's sad when I walk away from the conversations because, you know, like you can turn the news the next day, that kid might be gone.
Right. Because they had that mindset of not me.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I try to, you know, share with these youngins out here today. But like I said, you know, I was at that age before I didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just was fortunate enough to come from a family background that wasn't having that shit.
Right.
So you not listening, and I know for sure you got a few championships up in Georgetown. How did you pull that? Because I seen you wrestling with a few of them on the sideline doing some of the games y'all played, but you were still able to get away with the championship. So in your coaching, let's talk about your coaching part of it. Like, how do you deal with the kid that's wrestling with you, when you say, look, I done walked this walk before, I know this gonna work. Mm-hmm. How do you turn that into your coaching side of it?
Well, when I first started coaching, Charlie Moe used to call me Bobby Knight. So
I can remember them days.
Yeah. So I'm over there hollering, cussing, doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It got better at it though, but you know what I'm saying? And I had to have Charlie Moe with me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you always got to have somebody that's going to be the opposite of you on the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Charlie Moe was like the calm down guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The neutralizer.
Right. So I take the kid out of the game and yell at him. So I look, next time I turn, they sitting right by Charlie Moe and he telling them, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. He just wants you to play hard. Mm-hmm. You know, and things like that. But I learned that from just growing up from a point guard family, my Uncle Fatty.
Yeah.
Always just, you know, had that leadership. And, you know, Poncho will tell you too, you know, when we just hoop at the gym, you know, I mean, it ain't no disrespect. I used to cuss guys out on my team.
Yeah.
You know, you got someone might say, man, shut the fuck up, which Charlie Moe will always tell me. But I just had that instinct, that in me, that I just wanted to win every fucking game. I don't care where I was at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had games back in the day up Old Crest, no Brentwood. Shit, we lose, we ain't saying shit to each other the whole ride home. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off, but that just always been me. Mm-hmm. And half of these kids, you know, that's what's wrong right now. They can't take that type of constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. And you know, you got parents right now that want you to coach their kid a certain way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta watch what you say. We grew up in our era, man. You know, coaches cussing your ass out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The parents today want the kid to have minutes.
Yeah.
He need to play at least 22 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not a big believer now. You know, you go to these practices now, you got the gym packed watching practice. Like, I don't think my mother would ever been to a practice.
No, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is different.
And didn't even come pick you up after practice.
No, you gotta
get home. You be all right. Walk.
So do you plan on moving forward with your coaching career that Charlie's gone now?
I mean, I'm gonna continue coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said to myself, I'm not really into coaching a school. You know what I'm saying? I like to take kids. Every team that me and Charlie Moe had, the teams that we had, kids, it was AAU teams that didn't want them. Mm. And we just took some guys and built them up, and all of them ended up getting D1 scholarships. You know what I'm saying? Just like at the Kennedy League, you know, I'd take kids run away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I love the toughness. And right now today, we were able to play in situations like that. These kids now don't get that chance because AAU has taken over and it's overlooked a lot of city kids. So once they get on that stage and play against them dudes, they go and smack at them like, you know what I'm saying? I belong here too. Right. And like, yeah, and them the type of kids I like.
It was crazy because I remember one game I was officiating up at Central, and AAU game. Man, I had the parent, female now. I don't take a whole bunch of talk from a lot of people anyway when I'm refereeing, but she holler all the way from down the jump, man, and say, "You ain't no NBA ref." And everybody bust out laughing, right? So I had to stop the game. I said, hold, my time. And you ain't no NBA mom. Shut it down. We had a good laugh and we kept going. You know, because today's game, unlike ours, our parents didn't do all that.
No.
You know, they might sit down if they were there, they just enjoyed the game.
Right.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, you had a go-to move on that court.
Mm-hmm.
You had a go-to move now. You know what move we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What move we talking about? Yes, sir. The jump hook. Yeah, the jump hook. 5'9 3/4 with heels on, and he got a jump hook over top of 6 in them. But he's doing it with regularity, and if he got 40, probably 16 came from the jump hook. But guess what? 6, you don't know this one, 6. I had the privilege of officiating this game down the farm, 6. Mm-hmm. I'm the only official in the area that called a carry on him and followed that up with a tech all in one. Because he was carrying the ball, he carried the joint from the corner, he came through, and he carried that joint, he lifted up, he looked right in my face and brought it back down. I come out, boom, nope, that's a carry. He say, Puncher, what the fuck? I have bing right there. Ain't never been done again in the history of DC basketball that Curt Smith got a carry call on him and a tech to follow, baby. But this is my baby, that was foul. They won the game. It didn't matter, you know.
I
but you had a go-to move on the court. What's your go-to move off the court and just in life? Because we all have something that we go to. What's the go-to move?
My go-to move off the court, man, you know, I do a lot of walking to ease my mind. You know, my go-to move was really to take care of my neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of conversations, you know, with guys who've done that before. And once I see the youth out there, you know, just doing silly stuff, man. I call that, it might sound a little strange, but that's my go-to move, to not allow these kids to do certain things that's gonna hinder them in life. So that's, you know, like I said, it might sound a little weird, but that's my go-to move.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this red cup. You guys started this red cup thing. What is it? No disrespect.
No disrespect.
So where did red cup come from?
But man, we was over at my brother's house one day. Myself, James Bryson, and Ricky was over there. We was over there just talking basketball. And you know how basketball conversations can get heated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So me and Bryson in there, we going at it. We just yelling and hollering. So we went live with it and just started getting a lot of comments. You know, so my brother came downstairs and when we went off, he said, man, y'all should do that shit every week. So we like, man, that shit ain't, you know, we ain't doing it every week. He said, man, I'm telling you. He said, y'all should do it every week. He said, that was a good conversation y'all had. And y'all had people, you know, tuning in and watching that shit. So he said, but I will tell you this. You gonna have a lot of haters though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He said, you're gonna have a lot of haters. You know what I'm saying? When certain people's name don't get mentioned. You know, there's, you know, some people just don't want to see you doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we started a little format, because we had red cups in our hand when we had the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we start our format, you know, make sure we kept a whole thing of red cups every Saturday. Then I was like, man, we just had to start having guests. So, you know, we started having guests, man, and I think our first powerhouse guest probably was like Michael Graham. I want to say he shared some real lifetime stories that he went through on it, and we started getting a lot of hits on it. And I just started contacting people that I was cool with, you know, so I played with, and you know, just like I said, basketball is a family thing to me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And guys were actually responding, man. And we had some pretty good guests on there, man. Grant Hill, Dennis Scott, Reggie Williams, Walt Williams. We had some household names, but it was people. You know, one thing about it, it's just like this. You know what I'm saying? People get a chance to tell the people what they don't even know about them. You know what I'm saying? All of this,
right.
It takes a lot of assuming shit away. You know what I'm saying? And people start looking at you different. Like we done had Mike Sweetney came on the show and talked about, you know, things he went through in the league. You know what I'm saying? He talked about depression. Yeah. You know, he talked about a lot of things.
Yeah. Victor Page did a really
Victor
great
Page did a great job.
Right. He opened up
told his story, and like I said, Stacey came on and told his story. And you know, we've been sticking with it, but with the loss of Charlie Moe, you know what I'm saying, man, that you know, just like when we did a tribute to him on the show, I just couldn't deal with I just had so many memories, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, it ain't nothing like just saying welcome to the Red Cup and I got my man Charlie, you know, going right there. Right. You know, to see him just to not see him right there, you know what I'm saying? You know, just got me not really focused on it, but we gonna get it back. We gonna get it back going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but you know it's hard to get certain people on there right now. But we'll be back soon, though.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So you answered one of them about you are going to continue the Red Cup, which I feel that you guys should do because it touches on a lot of things and a lot of stories that we don't get to know about. Like I didn't know some of the stuff that you shared tonight, and I'm sure a few other people didn't get to understand those things. Not that I ever looked at you sideways, because you and I talk on a real basis. You invited me to the show. We was talking about these dudes out just effing over kids because they ain't playing for them. You know, we have real deep dive conversations. So, one, with the Red Cup, do you plan on taking it outside of this district? Because you got a lot. I heard you and Dennis Scott talking about it. Do you plan on taking it outside of here?
Well, I mean, you know, it's certain levels of it to me, you know what I'm saying? Because I still, like Dennis made a good point, you know what I'm saying? You know, his suggestion was, man, keep it like it is because it makes people come on and, you know, talk really what they want to know. He said you don't want to get too, you know, like too commercial with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes out the fun for one. And
there's a platform for it. If it's Sirius Radio, pick it up. There's a platform.
Right. So, like I said, we can continue. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just got some ideas that I'm just jotting down to get together. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, I'm looking at this setting right here. This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just go straight off the, you know, whatever we got. Right. But this, you know, this a real nice setup right here. But like I said, with people, we coming back soon. People gonna know when we come back. We're coming back with a powerhouse.
Okay.
The first one gonna be a powerhouse, and then we're gonna go from there.
All right, this is my other question. Do you plan on doing a documentary? Because all the well, I can't even say all the information because we had to shorten some of it. With all the information that you have bottled up in you about your coming up, the California stuff and the Drake and going, do you plan on doing a documentary?
Oh, no question. You know what I'm saying? Right now, but I want to do it the right way. I want a lot of stuff on it. I mean, I'm gathering footage right now, you know, from schools, you know what I'm saying, that I went to. Been talking to a few people about it, you know what I'm saying, and it's definitely in the making, but it just, you know, just baby steps right now. Right. You know, because I wanted to go. I don't want to rush it. Right. You know, and I don't want to leave nothing out. You know what I'm saying, and I think that just looking for the right people. Did a few interviews with a few people already though. A few who professional hoopers that I played against and all that. So it's in the making. I just wanted to be right.
I'll do an interview, but just please leave out when I played against you when we was at Roosevelt.
Ain't nobody remember that shit anyway.
Well, man, let me tell you, man, it's actually been this is an honor because not only do we know you personally, but we know you professionally. We have an intimate relationship with you on and off the basketball court. You know, and so it's an honor, man, to have you come through and share your experiences with us, man. You're gonna have the last word. You know, I need you to dig deep into the piece, man, and give our listeners something that they can hold on to. If they didn't remember anything else about this particular show, this segment, give them something to that they would surely not forget.
First.
Like the time I gave you 30.
Oh.
Nah,
But
yeah.
for real, when you have an opportunity to come on a platform like this and just share things, to the people who viewing, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully to give them a little bit more knowledge of me, and get all the assumptions out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's the one thing like about the Red Cup. You know what I'm saying? I'll be walking around somewhere. I might have a shirt on or something like that. Oh man, I ain't know this about such and such. It'd be people I don't even know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to me, this is for the viewers and listeners, man. Try not to just stop hating on people, stop assuming things about people, because you don't know what's going on, in certain people's life. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, Stacey came on, man, and I mean, he almost had me in tears just telling his story. Yeah. And that's the one thing I love about him. He ain't ashamed to tell it. Right. And he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, this message I got for the viewers, just stop assuming about people, man, and let people just listen sometime. Then you might know why shit, went on like it went on. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thing right there, man. I just think that right now during this COVID, I'm hoping that people getting together and start just viewing shit a little different. You know what I'm saying? And stop worrying about what the next person doing, and just try to lift everybody up. And that's just my message right there. I can leave it just like that, just plain and simple.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, Curt Trouble Smith. I don't know what number he wore. Didn't matter. Just know the numbers that he put up. They were a lot of them. Couldn't put those numbers on the jersey, baby. So thank you again. We appreciate you all listening to us. And again, if you can like, subscribe, and share the Men's Corner. And for those of you who also said they couldn't hear a lot, go to the Men's Corner. You'll be able to hear it extremely clear on the Men's Corner.
On YouTube.
And thank you again on YouTube. And thank you again for coming through. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
As always, go in peace and in love.